Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is TK with StarCraftTournament.com, bringing you a cast from StarCraft Tournament number 12 held on February 12th of 2011. Today we have a matchup between CandyHunterz, our blue Zerg spawning on the top right position, and xmShakeSAGA, the yellow Terran spawning at the top left position. The map, of course, is Shakuras Plateau. xmShakeSAGA this is his second tourney, and I think CandyHunterz, this is his first time playing in our tournament. So two relatively new players going at it for our amusement in round one. This is Shakuras Plateau, so of course you're never going to spawn in the vertical position if you're new to this map. Then when you're playing one-on-one, you're never going to spawn vertically. So if you spawn in the top left position, you don't have to check the bottom left position because your opponent would never spawn there. So when you're going to scout at the vertical position and in the horizontal position to find where your opponent is. Just a little bit of a little tip, so you can it'll help save a little bit of time on the scouting information part. Now we have a very standard opening coming from xmShakeSAGA. I'm just going to call him Shake for this game, but he is going a 10 supply and then a 12 barracks, very standard. As far as Candy is concerned, I think he is going a 15 hatch, actually a 14 hatch right now, sending out his drone so that he can make a hatchery right here, right about now. Yes, a 14 hatch, and then probably going for a 14 pool as well. We'll see whether or not he does that, or maybe he will drone up a little bit and go about 16 pool. Going this first hatch on this map is relatively safe because of the large rush distance, and this Zelnaga tower, or the Zelnaga watchtower right here, can show everything that's going to go in between the two bases. The only thing about this map is that right here there are destructible rocks on its back door, and also right here for the Terran player. So especially Terran versus Zerg matchup on this map can be a little bit of a hassle for the Zerg player, because what the Terran player can do is wall off either right here or maybe down here if he wants to take his expansion, and then destroy these destructible rocks, move his forces right here and set up some siege tanks, and use a medevac to spot the high ground and start laying a siege on this base, on this main right here. So it can be quite a hassle for the Zerg players to deal with. So sometimes what the Zerg players would do is they'll destroy these rocks completely so that they can intercept the Terran forces before they set up siege, or they just get it down to maybe like 200 health to see exactly when the Terran army is pushing out. But anyways, we have the hatchery is up and running for CandyHunterz. He did transfer a couple drones over here and started mining right away, getting 2 queens right off the bat as the spawning pool did finish. As for the Terran player, he did opt to go a single barrack and then a factory right afterwards, going on building his second refinery right now, so that tells us that he is going tech heavy. If you go up here and scout his base and you see him walled off right now, I don't think you can see anything except the fact that he walled off the top of his base. He does not see the factory, so good job hiding the factory from by Shake. I would love to see another queen pop out just to start spreading some creeps around. The distance between the two bases is relatively long. This amount of uncreeped space, I guess, for lack of a better term. I'd love to see him connect that, so it's an easy transfer of units from back and forth, and start spreading the creeps out so that he can get some map vision. You'd also see sometimes the creeps being spread to the edge of the base, and then using an overlord and hopping that right there so that they can gain controlled vision of the back of their base too, so that they know exactly when or if the Terran player is going to push out from the back. Now 4 Zerglings on the field just poking around trying to see what they can see, but when they went up the ramp they saw a couple Hellion and a couple Marines, so they decided to turn back. Metabolic Boost is coming out, as well as a Roach Warren, so deciding to go Roaches this game. Now usually TVP matchup you go Zergling, Beamling, and Mutilisks, but of course you never have to play the standard. So CandyHunterz is going Zerglings and Roaches for this game, putting up a few spine crawlers just in case there is a little bit of an early aggression. Now we do see a starport. The barracks did make a reactor, and then the starport switched onto that and making 2 Vikings, actually 4 Vikings. Reactors, of course, you can train 2 units at once from a certain building. For starports, it's medevacs and Vikings. For barracks, it's Marines, and for factories, it is Hellions. So now these two Vikings are out on the field. I like this play a lot actually, because Zerg has very limited anti-air in the very early stages of the game, and their overlords are their food supply. So what these Vikings can do is they can go around sniping off a couple overlords and trying to supply block him, of course. So overlords do cost 100 minerals apiece. Ooh, even landing right here, trying to do some damage onto this queen. These they actually aren't bad fighters on the ground, as you can see, the queen is whittled down to 45 health in a matter of seconds. I don't know if you guys saw the music video of the Flightless Viking, I believe it's called, but it's pretty funny. If you haven't checked it out, go look it up on YouTube. But it's basically about a Viking who can't fly and he wishes that he could, and you see all these, like, all his friends just flying up above as he's walking by. It's actually pretty funny. But anyways, there's 4 Vikings now on the field. 2 more were in production. I think they just spawned, yes. So 2 more on the way. So there are 4 Vikings, all with a little bit of, actually all with pretty good health, being able to snipe off a lot of these overlords right here. This is very devastating for CandyHunterz, as you can see, he is very severely supply blocked. Now the queen's being able to snipe off 2 of the Vikings, but now 2 more are in the way, and now that are 4 Vikings, they can take out an overlord with 2 volleys really quickly, meaning that he's going to keep supply blocking CandyHunterz and forcing him to build overlords, which is wasting a lot of money. So we do see Spore Crawler being put up right here so that they can deal with the Vikings. Now the Vikings landing and starting to do a little bit of damage right here. Takes out 1 queen, takes out a couple of drones right here, doing a lot of damage actually. Now even the Zerglings trying to get in on some actions, but they do relatively good DPS on the ground. They do actually, I don't know, because these are torpedoes. I don't know exactly how much they do, but I'm sure they do quite a bit of damage because they did take out that queen relatively quickly. Now, just flying around the map, getting great map controls with these Vikings. Back at his base, he is building 2 medevacs, building a lot of Marines and some Hellions. The factory is putting on a tech lab, reactor going up on one of the bunkers. The other barrack has a tech lab with Marauders coming out, and even getting a command center so that he can expand, getting stim pack and engineering base so he can get some upgrades. So he is probably going to switch to a little bit of a more infantry heavy army, but he did get a tech lab on his factory, so we might see a couple tanks. Tanks are very effective against Zerg. You just have to know exactly when to siege him, so that they can blast away some of the roaches and the banelings. Now these 4 Vikings just flying around, making sure nothing cheesy, nothing weird is going on, so that just checking the timing on this 3rd expansion, as the 3rd expansion, Zergs tend to 3rd expand right here instead of right here because of this ledge abuse, that you can plop down a couple Marines, a couple Marauders, or even some tanks and just destroy the whole entire mineral line. So a lot of people opt to expand down.